Okay, today I'm going to explain the interview and job application process if you'd like to apply as a sales colleague at Curry's Dixons Carphone PC World. Mouthful. Right, okay, application form is online and it's easy. The main questions they'll ask you is name and address, easy stuff. They will also ask you, can you work unusual trading hours such as very early mornings, evenings, and nights? Put yes. They'll ask you how many hours you can work a week. Put 35. Put as much as you can. If they ask you about can you work bank holidays, public holidays, put yes. The idea is to be as fully flexible. The contract is 8 hours, but it's very likely once you get it, they'll put you on for more. The contract I was mentioned to said it would stop on the first week of January. So if you're watching this now, it will probably be about 2-3 months, but possibly to extend depending on their Christmas sales and if you're good. The only other thing they ask you to do is attach your CV. Now, Curry's digital, etc., etc. Their main things are sales, teamwork, enthusiasm, and knowledge. So you just have to write down all your experiences where you were a strong customer service agent. Mention that you love talking to customers, explaining different products. You don't necessarily have to be a tech enthusiast person because they teach you, but it does help. So just make sure you put down all your customer focused jobs and just mention that you're reliable, enthusiastic, you love working in a team, and that you love contributing to the success of your employer, or that you love surpassing sales targets. They like that kind of excitement. So I put this through and I was quite surprised but quite happy to get a call for an interview. So the interview process itself, I wasn't told to bring anything. I think apart from my passport and national insurance, I was asked to arrive at store at 12. Once I got there, I had to wait around for 20 minutes on the shop floor. So that was a bit frustrating, but at least I kind of moseyed around and kind of got to explore what the store was like. There's loads of different electrical products, from TVs to washing machines to milkshake makers to old DVD players. And there's also an annoying beep which seemed to be consistent the whole time I was there. And there was lots of customers kind of wandering around and not many staff members, so I kind of got a feeling they were definitely on the lookout for more people. But it's a very big and sometimes loud environment, so just be careful of that before you apply. If you want something more sedate, maybe go for that instead. Anyway, so after 20 minutes, I got into the interview room with the manager, and he asked me the following questions. He said, this first question was, tell us about yourself. Usually when someone asks me this question, I don't say, oh yeah, I love Bollywood dancing and I make a mean banana bread. I kind of just talk about my recent job history and what I was doing during lockdown. So if you say something along the lines of, I've been busy like volunteering, or I've been looking for a new part of full-time job to get back into employment and to work at an exciting company like Curry's, just use that opportunity to do a bit of brown nosing and just to kind of show how enthusiastic you are. Don't give them your life story, just tell them exactly what you're looking for. Maybe dabble a little bit about your key skills, but just keep a nice brief summary. The second question they gave me was what experiences I had in similar roles. Here I just talked about working in a supermarket and in a shop, and what the environment was like, and what I did for customers and what salesy stuff I did. The next question I got was, tell us about a time when you faced a difficult time with a person and what did you do? So here is a great example. Think of a great example where you dealt with a difficult customer or a difficult person that maybe was at like your workplace. Don't go all bitchy about someone, don't show any anger, but just communicate that they were a difficult person, but you helped simmer the situation and you helped calm it down by being adaptable, friendly, thinking of the customer values and wanting that customer, no matter how angry they are, to actually get down to a nice, pleasant state of mind and actually come out leaving the shop happy and coming back. So that's what they're kind of looking for. They're looking for you to be able to defuse a difficult customer, because you get them all the time, and just let them vent, let them kind of speak out, let them get what they've come into store to complain about out in the open, and hopefully you can meet that person in the middle. So it's all about just being diplomatic and understanding the customer's needs. The next question I got asked was, tell us about a time you worked with a new person to improve upon something. Now again, in your job history, it could be a new colleague had started and you wanted to help them get into the swing of things at the new organisation, or how you helped them develop, or how supportive you were by giving them extra training. You can beef up the answer a bit more to kind of make yourself seem like some sort of superstar, but just try and keep it quite low key. Try and make yourself seem that you can be really helpful and supportive, and that if someone is struggling, that you're quite happy to step in, because in Currys Digital it's actually made up of different zones which you get put in, e.g. like television or tumble dryers, and occasionally you might need to jump in and help someone else. So it's all about communicating that out, that you're quite happy if some other colleague does need help, that you'll use the initiative to be like, yes, I'm here to save the day. Okay, the next question was, tell us about a situation where you worked as a team during a difficult time, and part B, what was your role within that team? So again, if you worked in a shop, the difficult time could be changing the work sphere around COVID or Christmas, or a busy time, Black Friday, or maybe like staff illness, how you stepped up because the manager was ill. Just try and think of a challenging time, and when they say what was your role, just be honest. Say, what you did to step up, what you did to make the store easier, and what you did to make the working environment that much better. The next question, well, it wasn't really a question, it was a task, sorry. For 5 minutes, they left me alone with a piece of paper. I had to think of a person I knew, and I had to think of a product that would be useful for them in store. So how and what needs that they had as his product. I then had to spend 10 minutes out on the shop floor finding this product, and then I'd have to review product I've chosen to the manager and explain the reasons I've chosen this. Now, I found this quite daunting, because obviously you're going out into the shop floor, which is full of experts, and you're picking a product you don't really know much about, to a hypothetical person. I chose a parent, and the needs I wrote down were that their previous TV exploded. They wanted something cheap. They wanted something that would fit the wall bracket on the wall, and something which was quite easy to set up. The accessory I chose was I think an HDMI cable, or some sort of cable, so they could watch what was on their phone but on the TV. So once I'd written that down on the piece of paper, went to the shop floor, went to the TV section, reviewed some TVs, and I think I found one that wasn't LG, because LG was the one that exploded. So I found a Samsung one. I lied and I said that my parent had a Samsung phone and they liked the fact that it had that synchronization. And I basically said that this TV would be ideal for them. And what I didn't know is that the manager had actually sent round a sales colleague, and the sales colleague came up to me and then asked me why I'd chosen that TV. And I thought that was the test. So I explained why I'd chosen that TV to the sales colleague, but then the manager called me in and I had to explain the same thing to him as well. So it was quite daunting to do this, but I felt like I'd explained my example well. I spoke slowly and with conviction, even though I was behind a mask, and I tried to say that I really understood my parents' needs, and that I tried to find a make and brand that they were familiar with, that fitted the wall bracket that they had on the wall from the previous TV that had exploded. And I also recommended some add-ons, and I also suggested potential, if they had potential challenges about my choice, how I would go about explaining why actually this TV is the best thing for them. Now, after that interview, I kind of left out the door, and I sort of drove back, and they had told me that they would let me know during the week if I'd been successful. I didn't hear back, and it's only because I checked out my job profile several weeks later that I found out I was unsuccessful. So that was kind of sucky because I thought I did a good job, but I think the problem is that I looked quite unconfident walking in there because I didn't know much about tech products. I kind of had that in my mindset. I kept on thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? If I'd have walked in with conviction and studied some more of the products, I think I'd have got a look in. And I think if I'd have had better explanations of my answer, if I'd have taken it more slow and focused maybe more on the add-ons and kind of had more of a technical mind, I would have done a lot better. And I think if I'd have gone more into detail about why I wanted this job, but I barely even spoke about why I wanted this job, my mind was in a different place. So just make sure you give full and frank answers. They want someone who is a team player. Just mention about like communication, mention how you support, mention how you're going to jump in, mention how you'd love to learn about new technology, and just mention your enthusiasm. Just go in there and know that as it's a sales role, you have to be able to, I think, express yourself to many different people of all ways of life. And because I went in there maybe a little bit shy and a bit kind of confuddled, I think I was communicated in the interview process. But there you go, that's my summary of the job of the sales colleague. If you do apply for it, I wish you the best of luck. But just know that go in with confidence, go in testing yourself on products, so you go in actually knowing what you're talking about. And yeah, so good luck.